Hi everyone, in this video we're going to have a look at the 7-a-side attacking patterns in hockey, and we're going to have a look at some of the dedicated runs I would expect to see from certain roles. So let's start by looking at attacking pattern 1. We're going to have a look at 4 of these. Number 1 has got a slight variation on it as well. We're going to start always looking at the ball with one of our centre backs. It could be this one. I'm going to show you all down our stronger side. It's the side easiest for us to tack down because it's on our forehand and it's against the defensive backhands. Okay, but everything I show you down this side can be exactly replicated down the left side. Okay, so the easiest place for us to really start our attack from is a nice wide pass to our right wing. I must say, before we start, we're playing a 2 at the back and then a 3 across the midfield and the 1 striker up front. Now, you'll notice how wide this player is. If this player is in here, you get crowded very quickly. So to make good decisions, you've got to give yourself space. So one thing we like to say is heels on the line. So if your heels are on the line, you ask questions, you create space, it's easier for you to make your decisions. And this is all about making decisions here. These wide players, the right wing or the left wing, it is very, very important that you pre-scan just as the ball's coming to you and try and see what decision you're going to make next. If you haven't had time to do that, you can obviously receive and look up and then make your next decision as well. But pre-scanning just helps. So what you're looking for, you're looking to see, first of all, have you been closed down? If this space is on, you should go for it. If this player is here, just chuck the ball and run. Just go. Just see if you've got the pace on this player. Whenever there's space, you're going to occupy it in hockey. So any of these positions, if there's space in front of you, occupy it and make your decision. Okay, but for the purpose of this, we're going to assume that this defender has done a pretty good job and has put you under pressure. He's basically engaged you. You can't run into that space. So what are you looking for? Well, you're looking for 2 decisions. Ideally, is an infield pass, either to the centre half or your centre forward. That's our desired outcome here, is a inward pass, okay, to a dangerous position. So let's look at these. So this is attacking pattern 1. We're going to try and pass to the centre half. And then from there, the centre half, obviously I haven't moved the red players very much, but this red player, if they're slow to you and there's space in front of you, occupy the space. Okay, so go into the space and make your decision. You might also want to look for a leading run from the centre forward, something like that. Now you'll notice this player started to leg it up the pitch as well. As soon as the ball is played high, you don't have to think about counter defense at this moment in time. You're on the counter attack. Okay, but only make that run like once the ball has been played into that advanced position. And if you make that lead aggressively enough, this player will be behind you. Okay, and then we're looking at a 2v1, or if this player is especially good skills or a good flair player, then just take the player on, and to see what outcome we can get. But obviously, if this player is busting a gut, let's go for the 2v1 rather than a 1v1, obviously. Okay, let's have a look at a slight variation on that. So the reason this is called attacking pattern number 1 is because the ball is coming to the inside, but this time we're going to go straight to the centre forward. And once again, if the centre forward is a decent player, just take that defender on, okay? Or you can hold the ball up and wait for another run from this player, for example. And again, as soon as that ball went infield, you have the license, or high and infield, really, I should say, is have the license to start getting ahead. But I'd expect in this situation for you to take on this defender, especially if this run hasn't been made, or just peel around this defender, attack this space, and we'll look for another outcome then. Okay, again, we're going to start with the ball out here. What I haven't mentioned yet, but hopefully you've seen it, is this centre back offers this pass, okay, that doesn't stay here, always comes to help. And this is how a centre back helps. They create a deeper triangle pass. What a lot of centre backs do wrong, especially in the junior ages, is they run towards the ball and close off the space. Please remember, in hockey, it's about, pretty much football as well, I guess, it's about creating space, not closing space, all right? So we're going to make those 2 runs, okay, and we're going to go with that infield pass to the center half again. This time, instead of looking for the centre forward, we are looking to combine with the right wing back who's made that run, and we're looking for that 1-2. And again, it's gone wide and high. We're not really in a defensive mindset now. We're looking at our dedicated runs at this point. So we're going to talk about those in a little bit. So what could happen here? Well, we could look at these runs. So the centre forward could be looking to get really high to stretch the pitch. The centre half, getting onto that penalty spot area, and the left wing back getting onto that back post. We're committing 3 players into the circle and 2 of them in that scramble zone in front of the goal. So we could look to make a pass into space for that centre forward. Okay, and then obviously we're in a good attacking position. The Reds are going to track back. We'll just ignore the Reds for now. That's just to cover the initial setup, right? And the centre back, I should say, really important role is we don't just sit back and watch. You take the role of that right wing back. It allows this player then to promote into a dangerous position. If you don't do this, we just get massive gaps between our defence. And the centre back, you probably come across and take a more central role, just ready for any sort of counter defence that we might face. Okay, but please remember the Reds are going to be running back. And that's why you have to, when we lead and we pass the ball, we do it with accuracy and we do it at pace. Okay. If we just go back to attacking pattern 2, we had these dedicated runs to these positions. And on the last clip, we saw the pass into space for this leading run of the centre forward. Okay, but if the space is in front of this player, again, we're going to ask you to occupy it. And if he does or she does decide to do that, then I would like to see you get into that near post so we could crash the ball in, maybe for a deflection. But we just got options. Okay, we've got a hit across the goal, we've got our underarm square pass, and we've got a forehand deflection option here as well. Okay, or we could come in here and then back out. Whatever happens, it's about getting in these positions and having these players in the positions to make things happen. And look where our centre backs are. They're in the opposition half. Okay, again, if you're back here, huge gaps. It just invites teams to run on us. They might clear it to one of you guys, and then it's about recycling and finding another one of these players in these exciting positions. Attacking pattern 3. Again, we're going to play the ball out. Now, same runs, but maybe the centre forward has run wide into that channel. Okay, and this separation is possible if the run is timed and it's at pace. Okay, these 2 players think they've got a good job, but as this player is received, they've absolutely sprinted into space, for example. Okay, so let's pop it down the line. So let's think about our dedicated runs now from these 3 deeper players. I'm actually going to include a dedicated run here. So maybe have a quick think, where do you think they should go? And something like this would be great. So the left wing is easy. When it's not on your side, you're always getting to the back post. Okay, and so if it's the right wing, if the ball's on this side, you're always getting to the back post. But it's about height. So which one of these was in the best position to offer this high option? Well, the centre half. Okay, and this looks like a huge run, but obviously as this ball is being played here and this player is running, you're already making that lead. So by the time this person receives the ball, you're probably already here. So it's not a massive ask. Okay, so be high. We need a central option. So we've got a high back post, we've got a high down the line, and we've got a high center pass. We're committing players. So let's make those runs. And you notice the center back offering that role, okay, that guard player, that ability to transfer the ball out if this person gets stuck. But here we've got 1 or 2 options potentially, but again, the Reds, you just have to react to see what the defenders do. Okay. Attacking pattern number 4, this is the last one, and this happens quite a lot. So we've passed the ball to that player, they've been engaged well by the red team. We've made 2 leads, but we've not timed them quite right, or the defenders are fresh. And is there a forward option? No. So this is about changing the picture, offering that transfer. And you see how I did this with the centre back. The more space you create, the more time you have to make a better decision. If you stay up here, then you're going to be closed down. And also, let's have a look at the other centre back. The centre back didn't stay put, tried to make it really easy to play the ball across the goal, and then we can play the ball out wide again. So at this point, we're asking ourselves the same questions. Can I play a ball infield to the centre forward or the centre half, or has my centre forward run down the line? You know, if I'm playing it in, am I looking to receive it again down the line for this position? So all the same questions from the previous attacking three patterns can be now asked on this side. Again, if it's closed down, we can just transfer it back and go again down this side. Okay, but it's important to only make a pass when it's on, and it's more important to keep the ball than to force a pass through a forehand stick or something like that. Okay, so I hope that's made sense. Hope that's put some things in your head so we can take it to the pitch and yeah, see it in action. Best of luck, everyone.